Today, I'm going to show you guys how to use PHP includes in an HTML document. Now, I've been asked this question so many times over the years, so I finally decided to make a video to settle all the myth or misconceptions that are out there. Now, to show you that what I'm about to show you is 100% legit and it works, I'm going to show you my website. My website, personal website, is constructed using this method. The reason why I do this is I like to not use Joomla, WordPress, Drupal, or any of those platforms for my personal website. Don't get me wrong, they're powerful applications, but I love to code from scratch, so I developed my own website this way. If I'm doing a client's website, I use Joomla and all those other CMS platform, right? So just to show you it works, the reason to do this, and one reason you'd want to do this, if you're like me and you're coding from scratch and you want to include like a menu that's going to be on all the pages, a footer that would be on every single page. You do not want to copy that code and paste it on every single page, because that's make editing your site and updating your website a tedious and miserable task. So what I do is I create a folder called includes. I include a footer. I put all the code I need to be at the bottom of the page in that footer file. For my menu, I create a nav file, and I put all the menu items in that nav file. And I have a separate head file that I have some meta tags and links that I want that's going to be on every page. Keep in mind, do not include keywords and description tags in this head tag if you're going to include it in all pages, because you do not want all your pages to have the same keywords or same description. Okay, now let's jump into the HTML side of things and I'll show you how I achieve including those. As you can see, I have the title, viewport and things like that, and meta description separate, and keywords. But here's the include, my PHP include code that is bringing in that meta tag that I need, and my PHP include for my menu tag that I'm bringing in, and all the way at the bottom I got my PHP include code that's bringing in the footer. And I'm going to just show you guys that this works. Take a look here. If you notice, I'm in my folder called 2017 360 Web Solutions, and I'm going to open this up, and as you can see here, I'm in localhost. I'm using WAMP, and so the folder is the same as this, and as you can see, I'm going to hit enter again. Everything works perfectly, even though I'm using .html extension, and I'll show you that I am using .html extension. So index.html, see, same site, same everything works perfectly fine. Now let's jump in and show you guys how to do this. Now, in whatever text editor you want, it could be Notepad, it doesn't matter, create a new file. Now go and save this file. When you're saving this file, I'm going to save this to my desktop. You save this as .ht access and save. Now inside of that htaccess, to do this, you have to turn on your rewrite engine. On most modern web hosts, this is already enabled. If it's not enabled on your web server, contact your hosting provider and have them enable it for you. And I'm going to show you how to enable it on your local host, such as WAMP as well. So we're going to do rewrite engine on, and that just turn on your rewrite engine. That's all the code you need for that. Now we're going to do a rewrite again. This time we're going to do rule, and for the rewrite rule, you want to do the upper bracket, which is on the 6 key, shift and 6 key, and then index $ space, and then you go index.php. that take care of that. Now we want to allow the application type, so we're going to do add, that T should be capitalized, add type application /x httpd -php, and then space, then you go .htm and .html. Now that's all the code you need. The reason why I put .htm and .html is that sometimes, and I'm some of you might see this, instead of a .html extension on your pages, some people have .htm, which is perfectly fine. It's the same as HTML. It's just a shorter version of HTML. So yeah, we're covering our bases basically. So if in the future you decide to change your pages to HTML instead of HTML, it will work. Now we're going to save that. For those of you who are on a local host server such as WAMP, in my case it's WAMP. I'm going to go over and show you. So you want to go to WAMP and click on where you see the little green icon for WAMP. Left click, hover Apache, then hover Apache modules, and make sure this rewrite module is turned on. Once your rewrite module is turned on, this code will work. And how I know it works, as I showed you before, I'm in my local host such as WAMP, and mine is working perfectly well. So this should put all the myth and all the misconceptions out there to bed. A lot of blog I've read said you cannot use PHP in HTML unless you change unless you change that to .php, which in most cases you could just do that because you're not really hurting anything. But some people like to see the HTML extension or the HTM extension as such. In my case, I like to do that. So I do that. I do this method because it makes me include things I need on a page on every page. The things I need on every page to be included, I can include them, but still not use that PHP extension. Okay, guys, so hope this helps. I hope that this clear up a lot of the myth out there. A link will be in the description for you guys to go and grab this htaccess file just in case you make a mistake while following this video. And as always, happy coding. Like, subscribe, rate. I'm out.